Have you ever been beaten by a zombie? I know you're wondering, do zombies even exist? But then, while growing, I was beaten by a financial zombie. And this recalibrated my mental programming. You know, most times we focus on how people die due to war, hostility, natural disasters, and so on. But we seldom talk about the mental and physical death caused by lack of financial knowledge in our world. And I stand to tell you today that death isn't all about cessation of life, because goals can die, dreams can die, visions can also die. And so I tell people, every vision without provision will lead to frustration, and this will eventually metamorphose the vision-minded into an agent of societal destruction. I believe everyone listening to me is an aggregation of numerous potential and goals aimed at making the world a better place. But the mistake we made most of the time is to follow the wrong protocol. We invest in every other thing but financial knowledge. We work so hard to make money but don't know how to make money work for us. As a young lad, I had a dream to be a blessing to my generation. I wanted to donate to the nations of the world, but then I discovered I had been infected by a virus plaguing 80% of the world's population. This virus is financial stagnation. This virus programmed me to believe all I needed was good intention, potential, proper education, in partnership with hard work and prayer, and through a series of coincidences and luck, success and wealth will come knocking on my door. But then I had a strange epiphany. There is a bandwagon of people living by the reality of this philosophy in my society, but nothing has changed. The virus was still there. So I embarked on a journey to find a cure, and I met 3 strange doctors. The first, societal influence, and he introduced me to gambling. He said all I needed to do was to pick some games and some odds, and I felt like, yeah, I'm a good guy. I've got good intentions. So by default, luck should work in my favor. So I booked some games, I booked some odds. But guess what? The odds were greatly against me. Although I won on a few occasions, but I discovered the virus was still there, and I gave up. He came to me on another occasion and introduced me to Ponzi scheme. And I felt like, yeah, I'm an accountant. This sounds like an investment. And I embraced it. And I had the biggest return on investment in my career, which was a revelation of how financially foolish I was. I watched my money leave like smoke from a cigarette. And I gave up again. He came to me one last time and introduced me to Forex. But this time, I was lucky. You know why? I was broke. And so I couldn't invest. And so when things went haywire, I felt like I had outsmarted life. I felt like I wasn't cheated this time. But not too long after, sadness came. Why? The virus was still there. And so I embarked and progressed with my journey. And I met the strange doctor, the second doctor, near school. And he said to me, all you need to do is to get a good grade, join the labor force, be so good at your job, so you will get a promotion that will automatically translate to an increase in paycheck. For something in me deflected this philosophy, because there is a quadrant of people living by this philosophy in my society, and nothing is yet to change. The virus was still there. And I gave up again, but this time with an overwhelming depression. One day, while wallowing in the ocean of depression, I stumbled upon a strange doctor named Financial Literacy. And he told me the cure to the virus was on my inside. He introduced me to the technology of mental transformation, and I discovered there is a curriculum to wealth, that the wealthy possess that has not been understood by the majority. There is a price the wealthy pay that the majority are not willing to pay. And all I needed to do was to study these secrets and weave them into my mental studio. Ladies and gentlemen, I embarked on this journey, and my wounds began to heal. You know, mindsets are so powerful. They are like magnets that attract to us the reality of who we are becoming. You know, many of us started life with a burning desire to do something remarkable for our generation. But this virus kept quenching the fire. And so I put a question to you. Are you infected? If yes, I introduce to you and present to you the antidote: financial literacy. Thank you.